Oh, where to begin? Where to begin? There's a lot going on. So much going on to get covered. I mean, we got Pam Bondi on the hot seat. We've got TikTok being sold, bought, whatever the heck they're doing with TikTok. And we got a couple other things we got to talk about. So welcome to Into the News. I'm your host, Mike Russell. Appreciate you being here. A lot of fun to have you here each and every day at noon. Do me a favor, like this, share this, do as much as you can, keep the algorithm happy, keep feeding that beast, so to speak, and then we can keep the doors open, the lights on, and keep on doing this. What up, Rhonda? And get over to Rhonda's Random Thoughts as well on YouTube. Check out her new video, always informative, always entertaining, and make you the cool guy at the water cooler. I tell you that much. Did you know? Yeah. Get a lot of that stuff. Let's bounce right into this stuff. We're going to get to Pam Bondi in just a moment, but something that we missed was Lesley Stahl, who is a hack journalist, 83 years old, $40 million she's worth, enriched herself being a partisan hack, especially which basically showed its colors when, or showed her true colors when President Trump became President Trump, and she started these nonsensical interviews with the man. Sat down with Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon, for those who don't know, is the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. He's an important dude. Now, truth be told, I'm not a huge fan of this guy's. I'm not. I think that he enriched himself remember when those banks started going under last year or at the beginning of the Biden administration, all these banks started to fail. And he was like, "Oh no, I'll take those depositors. Don't worry about it. We got it. We'll cover it. We'll cover it." And then the loans that are being made to companies, individuals, whoever, municipalities in Ukraine are going through Chase. Right after he saved all of those banks, because inflation just drove those banks out of money, and he came in and said, "I have plenty of it." So I don't really trust the guy. He's very, very self-serving. But anytime you get to just sit Lesley Stahl in her place, I'm about that. I would love to play that, because this is exactly what journalists deserve after the last, let's be honest, after the last 8 years of our lives. Journalists deserve to be treated like this. Lesley Stahl is doing everything in the world to get Jamie Dimon to say that Donald Trump is an idiot. Doing everything in the world to get Jamie Dimon to say that Donald Trump doesn't understand what a tariff is. Just try to punk him. Jamie Dimon actually quotes his book. Check this out. This is fantastic.
Of advice for the new president. He is inheriting a pretty good economy.
Right there. Now you're a hack. I'm sorry, inheriting a pretty good economy. I just had a executive meeting with our investors. I'm sorry, with our investment group, the men in charge of growing our money at Wildlife for Tomorrow. And we had a whole lesson on what is going on with the economy. What Lesley Stahl just said is BS. Just that is partisan hack. He's inheriting a fairly strong economy. No, he's not. No, he's not. Gas is still $3. Inflation is still, understand this, when you're being told that inflation is going down, that is simply the rate at which things are increasing in price. It doesn't mean that they're decreasing in price. It means that they're increasing in price at a slower level. That's it. That's it. So when it's gone from 20% to 5%, it's still increasing at 5%. So, he's inheriting such an amazing economy. Oh, please, just spare me, sister. Let's go.
Despite what people feel.
Yeah. Exactly. Despite what people feel. Don't worry. I'm going to say it's good because I'm worth $40 million. I'm Lesley Stahl, 83 years old. And I haven't been to a grocery store in a decade. But despite what people feel, it's not a good economy. You know why? Because people don't feel it is. You can crunch the numbers any way you want. I remember the line from the movie JFK, where Kevin Costner's character says, you're talking about the magic bullet and all that. He said, there's some physicists that can prove that you can hang a elephant by its tail from a cliff, hang an elephant from a cliff by tying its tail to a daisy. Yeah, you can. I can show you it's a good economy. No one feels that, but I can show you it is.
These metrics that you see. But what about advice to him on some of the policies that he's threatening to do that could hurt the economy. For instance,
Condescending
tariffs.
hoochie.
Have you talked to him about tariffs?
Please, Mr. Diamond, who we trust. Please, Mr. Diamond, who advertises on our station. Please, Mr. Diamond. Please tell me that Donald Trump is wrong.
If you could talk to him right now, what would you say?
I have not spoken about tariffs. I think you should read The Art of the Deal. You know, he's a negotiator.
I think you should read The Art of the Deal. He just smacked her. He just verbally slapped her on TV.
He lays out some very tough things, and sometimes it works. We have to worry more about national security, resiliency, diversified supply chains, and we didn't. And also, we should have worried more about who it hurt. So while trade's got some enormous benefits, it does hurt that town where the plant closed. We had a thing called Trade Adjustment Assistance, you know, which was supposed to give people retrain, relocation, income assistance if they were hurt by trade. It never quite worked.
Oh, it never quite worked. Gee, wait a second. We gave the government a whole bunch of money and approved them to give it to we the people in case their trade, their trade processes. I'm sorry, the trade policies hurt us, and it didn't work. That's so surprising. Leslie Stahl's just standing.
And so we need to focus on some of those issues. And to me, tariffs are a tool, properly used, that can help get some of those issues resolved. Unfair competition, national security issues.
Get it, kid.
Like any tool, if it's misused, it can do damage too.
But your point is,
but Mr. Diamond, but you're supposed to hate him.
You think it is a legitimate negotiating tool.
Yes, it is, and obviously it has worked. You bozette.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, every country is allowed to make its own unilateral actions. You know, if you look at what China's been doing for years, they do this already. No, they put up their own tariffs, their own laws, their own rules, their own regulations. They make a lot of unilateral actions that they think are in their own best interest. So it's not bad for our government to do that. That tool may be a useful tool, properly used.
Not the price of eggs.
No, of course. No,
That's
inflation.
part of it, folded into it.
It was inflation. It was all the money that was given out. If you go to a rural area.
He's crushing her right now. And I love this point he's about to make. This is okay, hold on. Let's get this.
And you look at all the things that were done. Okay, those things like, you know, even EV credits, all this green stuff, they don't look like it benefited them.
Nope.
They still didn't have jobs. Incomes didn't go up. Their schools weren't working. So you got to be very careful when you analyze what happened in our society about why people looked at these and said, this didn't work for me.
Basically, he's announcing why the Democrats lost. He's announcing. Because y'all thought that the economy was good because you live in L.A. and Manhattan. So you think that everything was good at the time. Obviously, L.A.'s burning. But you live in these big cities. You think everything's fine. The vast majority. I saw a shirt the other day that had the counties that Trump won on a map, and it said more coverage than 5G. You look at all those; they're not working for them. None of the EV credits and all that stuff. He's like none of this benefited any of these people. None of them. Just another bag. I'll get to you in just a moment here.
Sympathetic. I do a lot of work with my wife in inner cities in New York. You know, and she's been doing work in the Bronx for years. You know, it's hard to look at parts of the Bronx and say, this worked. And this has been going on for 30 years. So, you know, it's time that we fix some of these things. And yes, I hope we can do it.
Your relationship with him?
She just wants it. She's just begging, please tell me anything you can bad about the Mean Orange Man. This is such hack journalism. I'm tired of this. And again, it is why you're about to see Pam Bondi and why you saw Pete Hegseth yesterday. Young, buttoned up, good-looking professionals that we voted for versus this tired old bag. Again, 83 years old. She's worth $40 million. And all she wants to do is get one of the most powerful CEOs in the galaxy to say he hates Donald Trump.
Story we all read that you called to congratulate him and he wouldn't take the call?
No, that wasn't true.
It wasn't true?
No, I did not speak.
How about that? Oh, he didn't take your call? How about that? Look at this.
Your relationship with him? Awesome. Story we all read that you called to congratulate him and he wouldn't take the call?
No, that wasn't true.
It wasn't true?
No, I did not speak to him. I called and left a message with his staff.
Yeah.
Who said they called back and said they gave the president a message and he appreciated it. That's all that happened. I've not spoken to the president for a long time. I have called some of his people and offered my help, which I am going to do as best as I can. So a lot of them can't talk at this point because they're in confirmation process.
But
and he made a very nice tweet about me. I thought it was very sweet, that, well, I won't be Secretary of Treasury, appreciates what I've done for my company and my country.
See? Yeah, exactly. Just smacking Lesley Stahl verbally. Just, no, I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm not going to tear down the president-elect. I have to work with the president-elect, and I have a great relationship with him. And if I call him to say congratulations, and I say, hey, just pass this along to the president. I know he's super busy. And he said, hey, listen, they get back from the people. People say, hey, we just told the president thanks you, and says he really appreciates it. And then sends out a tweet. Say, listen, I'm not going to make you the Secretary of Treasury, but I appreciate what you have done for your company and our country. We owe you a great day. That's it. All right, let's get to just an example. See what we've got here, buddy. All right, just taking taxes off items will improve it. I agree with that 100%. The manufacturers don't pay taxes on buying the materials, production, selling, and shipping, which equals lower cost to customers. Then in turn, don't pay taxes buying. Everyone saves. I do agree with that. I think that's all solved with the consumption tax. Period. I don't want to vote for anyone in the rest of my life, and I will hopefully encourage my kids that will not back a consumption tax. Consumption tax is the way to go. Do you all know how we fund conservation in this nation? A consumption tax. That's how conservation is paid for in our country. It's called Pittman-Robertson. It's an 11% excise tax. So you don't pay into conservation in this country unless you buy a firearm, unless you buy ammunition, unless you buy hunting equipment, camping, or fishing equipment. Fishing came along in the Dingell-Johnson Act because it's fun to say Dingell-Johnson. I'm a child. But yes, that is all consumption. Our conservation departments, everyone, Game and Fish in Arizona, California, all the states have the Game and Fish department. None of them receive general tax dollars. It's all done through a consumption tax called Pittman-Robertson. Yeah. Yes. Every time a new bill comes up, saying vote for new tax increase. Let's see. Got here, buddy. Every time a new bill comes up saying vote for a new tax increase, I say no because there's never decreased taxes. And if they're decreased taxes, they say, oh, that only impacted the rich, the millionaires and billionaires. It's all a bunch of nonsense. Yeah. It does sound like, Grizz, it does sound like something you go to the doctor for, right? Doc, can I get a shot? I got the Dingell-Johnson again. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, let's get over to Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is going to be our next attorney general, and it's going to be fantastic. She is every kind of professional. She is every kind of articulate. She was the attorney general of the state of Florida for 8 years. I believe she spent 15 years prior to that as a prosecutor. She is she's no nonsense. The reason why the Democrats hate her is she was one of the team of lawyers for Donald Trump during the impeachment hearings. So that's why they hate her. Let's start with Crazy Hirono, shall we? Senator Crazy Hirono of Hawaii. She is. And by the way, I want you to hear what Pam says at the beginning of this is very telling to how, well, not seriously they're taking this.
Sounds to me that you're saying that the White House will not have any kind of role. Meanwhile, though, you have an incoming president who said, I have the absolute right to do what I want to do with the Justice Department. And in fact, President-elect Trump considers the DOJ to be his law firm. I ask you this. If President-elect Trump suggests, or hints that you as Attorney General should investigate one of his perceived political enemies, would you do so?
Yeah, I love this. The question is well, should be answered this way. If you, Senator, come to me, if the senator over here comes to me, if the president of the United States comes to me, if the vice president comes to me, if a citizen on the street comes to me and says, I have somebody who's doing something super nefarious and super illegal, you know what my job is as the attorney general? I need to have my people look at that. So I can't say no, that if the president of the United States has intimate knowledge that there is a crime being committed and you perceive that he is, or that person is on the president's enemies list, I cannot tell you that I'm not going to investigate that because I'm being told by the president of the United States that something illegal is happening. It's my job. And yes, Grizz, she is nuts. But listen to Pam's response here. I love this. She's so calm, cool, collected, and very easy on the eyes. Let's call it she ain't ugly. Here we go.
Senator Hirono, I wish you had met with me. Had you met with me, we could have discussed many things and gotten to know.
I am
You could
listening
have
to you
gotten to
now.
know me.
Could you respond to the question?
Yeah, you were the only one who refused to meet with me, Senator. But what we would have.
Ouch. And just so you know, prior to the Dog and Pony show, each of the nominees will go to every senator's office and sit down for 30 minutes and then have a little photo op and then move on to the next senator's office. Any kind of question they want to ask them, and just kind of getting to know you kind of vibe. And Crazy Hirono said, no, I refuse to meet with her. I'm just going to try to do this. I have another response coming up.
Discussed is that it is the job of the Attorney General to
I'm very
follow
happy to
the
listen to
law.
your responses under oath, Ms. Bondi. So
She is responding, you deaf bat.
I think it's really important to us that the Attorney General be independent of the White House. And you have a president-elect who considers the AG's office his law firm.
Okay, who's on trial here? That's what I mean. So who's here at the hearing? Is it Trump, or is the Trump derangement syndrome is so prevalent? It's so wild to me.
I would like to know whether if the president suggests, hints, asks, that you as Attorney General should investigate one of his perceived enemies?
Senator,
you
I
do?
certainly have not heard the president say that. But what I will tell you is 2/3 of Americans
You hear her
have
scoff?
lost faith in the Department of Justice. And it's statements like that, I believe,
Ms.
that make
Bondi.
people continue to lose faith. If I am confirmed as Attorney General, it will be my job
Getting
to
on
not
to my
only
next
keep
question,
America
you're not
safe,
responding.
but restore integrity to that department.
Why don't we
and that's
move
what
on
I
to
plan
something
on
that
doing
you said?
every
Yeah,
single.
reclaiming my time. What a bunch of hacks. Again, go ahead, Democrats. Go ahead. Ask, gee, why did we get stomped in the last election? Why are we going to get stomped in the midterms? Because of this. My grandfather always said, you always do what you always done. You always get what you always got. And the Democrats are doing what they've always done. Here comes the conservatives, Republicans, independents, whatever, coming in with the Pam Bondis, the Pete Hegseths. I think we're getting to Ratcliffe here in a moment as well. Younger, buttoned up, more representative of especially Gen X. Okay, let's just say that. He's coming in with a Gen X cabinet. Damn. Now it's going to get real because we don't care. We act like this. We act like Pam Bondi. We act like Pete Hegseth. Go ahead, dude. Try to fire me up. I'm not getting fired up. I'm good. Oh, right, Chris. You are not responding in the way I want. Crazy Hirono, man. She is just absolutely insane. So let's get over to this kook. This is White House, I believe.
Said that Department of Justice prosecutors will be prosecuted.
Look, I love it how they bob their head. These liberal elite pieces of garbage. How then when they get they get all high and mighty. They do the whole head bob, the George Clooney, and they do this kind of thing like they're a damn bobblehead. You've said. Ugh. Again, why'd you guys lose? Oh.
In the Trump administration, what Department of Justice prosecutors will be prosecuted and why?
What percentage of prosecutors will be prosecuted and why? What a stupid question. But thank the good Lord, he is asking a professional.
I said that on TV. I said prosecutors will be prosecuted, to finish the quote, if bad. Investigators will be investigated. We all take an oath, Senator, to uphold the law. None of us are above the law. Let me give you a really good example.
She brought receipts. Oh, girl's coming off. Here she goes. She goes, let me give you an example. I'm going to name names. Oh, this is so hot.
Example of a bad lawyer within the Justice Department, a guy named Klein Smith, who altered a FISA warrant, one of the most important things we can do in this country. So will everyone be held to an equal, fair system of justice if I am the next Attorney General? Absolutely. And no one is above the law.
Stop it right there. And that's perfect. She said, okay, let me give you an example of what. I'm not going to give you a percentage of how many. I just know one case right now off the top of my head. That person's getting prosecuted. That dude just started packing up his desk. That dude, that's one of the first people you've ever heard that got on the horn and said, hi, human resources. Can I get one of those cardboard boxes sent up here? Like toot sweet? Yeah, I need to get the hell up out of here like quick. Even if he packed up his desk. He knows the new attorney general is coming at him because he got busted. He got. Oh, this is so awesome. This is a fantastic job, Pam. Good job.
Under what circumstances will you prosecute journalists for what they write?
What? Who the hell's going to prosecute journalists for what they write? Who the hell? It's like, we just gave you Leslie Stahl, which was probably one of the biggest hack jobs of an interview, and she got stomped for it. That's justice enough. She has every right to ask stupid questions. You have every right to print stupid things. If they break the law with something that they're reporting, if they break the law to get a story, Watergate, that kind of stuff, okay, well, you're going to get prosecuted. That's what Pam says, because she's a damn professional.
I believe in the freedom of speech. Only if anyone commits a crime. It's pretty basic, Senator, with anything, with any victim. And this goes back to my entire career for 18 years as a prosecutor and then 8 years as Florida's Attorney General. You find the facts of the case.
Yep.
You apply the law in good faith.
That's right.
And you treat everyone fairly.
Preach, woman. That's right. There you go. Why Sheldon has nothing to say. His name's Sheldon, by the way. Of course it is. Sheldon Whitehouse has absolutely nothing to say to that. Each of them, and the great part about this is that all of these senators are doing their job they have their marching orders. They've had their list approved by Schumer, and everything that they're going to talk about, the questions they're going to ask, they giggled, they high-fived, that's going to get it, that's going to get it, that's going to get him, that's going to get him, that's going to get him. Nothing. Zero. And this is my response to all of this. Now that these Senate hearings have become what they have become. And it started back in the Biden days, by the way, the Clarence Thomas thing. You want to see one of the most egregious acts of racism? Holy crap. Anyway, Pam Bondi, Pete Hegseth, Radcliffe, Patel, whoever it's going to be. Let me say this, especially to the Mazie Hironos. You're not going to let me answer your questions, and you're going to tell me that I'm not answering your question when I'm answering your question. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and monologue for the rest of the 8.5 minutes that you have left, and I'm not going to answer any of your questions until you are going to allow me to answer fully. And if you say anything as, this is a yes or no question, I'm not going to get backed into a corner like that. And I wouldn't let anybody back me into a corner. I wouldn't let anybody back my associates in a corner like that. I wouldn't let anybody back the president of the United States in a corner like that. So you go ahead and monologue if you want. Chairman, with respect, I will not be answering questions after I am cut off. And anyone says reclaiming my time, I will cease to answer questions. I hope you do not take that as an act of disrespect. Period. Now, you got what? You got adapted by a drone. What does that mean, Alfred? Huh? That's why I'm not in charge. Bro, I should be in charge. I'll tell you that much. Just almost ban interracial marriage. Oh, God, I know. Oh, if he stands, we're going to ban interracial marriage. This is the dumbest thing in the world, married to a white woman. Let's get over to Radcliffe, just to show you the professional Gen X's that we got here.
When a chairman of an intelligence committee.
By the way, he's being asked essentially if he can stand up against the power structure. If he could stand, they're all asking them, can you stand up against Donald Trump? Can you stand up against Donald Trump? Can you stand up against? Yeah. Yeah, so listen to this. This is fantastic. And he cuts the Bidens as well, which you're talking to a Democrat. That's the worst thing that they want to hear.
In 2020, when a chairman of an intelligence committee misrepresented that a laptop owned by then candidate Biden's son was somehow a Russian intelligence operation, and 51 former intelligence officials used the imprimatur.
Former is key there. Again, former
of IC authority to go along with that. I stood in the breach. I stood alone.
Yep.
And told the American people the truth about that. So I think my record in terms of speaking truth to power and defending the intelligence community and its good work is very clear. And what I can assure you is those types of instances, if I'm in that position as CIA director and have to do that again, as uncomfortable as that can be, to be accused, the truth will ultimately defend itself, and I think that that intelligence will as well.
Damn. Yeah. Go ahead, guys. Try to take him out. Just go ahead, y'all. Try to take these people out. This is the best. In let's talk like grownups here. Donald Trump has sucked at picking people to represent him. He just has. He has been awful. Oh my God! Remember the mooch? That the dingbat attorney. Even Rudy in his drinking days. Dude, stop. Somebody got up in Trump's head and said, okay, here's the all-star roster. Here's how we're going to play this. We're going to bring Gen X into this, and we are going to run the table. And they are. Oh. Yes, I don't know what this song Royals is all about. Okay. Truth to power is the stupid. It really is. Hey, Lynn, I agree. I speak truth to power. Okay, fine. Okay. The problem with the term truth to power is power usually doesn't care. That's why they're power, because they don't care. Check this out. I heard, I actually saw it on social because there's no way I would actually tune into the station. But there was somebody down the street, one of my former colleagues down the street, that were all up in arms and spent an entire segment talking about Starbucks reversing its open door policy and requiring people to make a purchase if they want to loiter in the coffee shop. I always thought that was the case, by the way. I always thought I would never go in there and just sit down. And the funniest thing, I was watching this, they're covering the story, and the dude was literally reading from reading the headline first time and then responding. I'm like, okay. Glad you're doing a lot of show prep. There is a wonderful, wonderful thing here. And that is an awakening of reality in the real world. And I think with small moves like this, baby steps like this, we can pull out of this mess. And I'm not high-fiving Starbucks for good thing they're doing that. Get those ne'er-do-wells out of your coffee shop. No. It's when somebody asks, wait a second, I have to buy something to be here? Yeah, because the air conditioning, the lights, the building, the insurance, the staff, everything, that's not free. I'm not running a charity here. If you come into my shop and enjoy my nice air conditioning, my Wi-Fi, you're going to have to buy a cup of coffee. Sorry. You can buy a little tall drip or something like that for $1.80, and you can use the place all you want. But the teachable moment here is that Starbucks is reversing its open door policy and requiring a minimum purchase to stay and hang out. This teaches this generation that they don't run the place. This teaches this generation that you just run into, you can do whatever you want, sit down and hang out. No, I'm running a retail establishment here. And for me to stay in business and have the Wi-Fi, the power, the everything that you're enjoying, I need to sell something. So if you're going to come in and just hang out, Skippy, the road. Oh, right, Grizz, not the damn library. Go to the library if that's what you want to do. If you want to hang out and be a cool kid with the Wi-Fi and, whatever your nonsensical garbage is, working on your, writing career, which AI just destroyed. But you go for it. But buy a coffee. That's it. Buy a scone. Buy something. I'm in Seattle. Oh, you hate Starbucks? You're not a big fan? I love Starbucks. Guys, I'm not kidding. I told you guys over and over again, I'm addicted to Starbucks cold brew. I just am. It's my addiction. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's right. You tell the kids these days. No, you can go to the library. The hell is the library? Am I being punished for some reason? TikTok's a big thing right now. TikTok's going to go bye-bye apparently the day before the inauguration. And this is okay, hold on a second. Okay, bring back the 50-cent cup of Joe from the gas station. Ooh, the good old days. I'm down. Dude, here's the deal. Before I had all these damn health problems, I'd suck down any cup of coffee you handed me. I'd be like, I don't understand why there's a difference in, but then when I realized that cold brew is 60% less acidic than heat brewed coffee, I went to cold brew. This is by far, for my taste buds, the very best tasting cold brew there is. And trust me, I still have them all, except for those Dutch Bros bozos. $10 for a damn large, and they put ice in it. They won't do it without ice. They call it a cold pour, but then they charge you like $3 more. It's awful. Why are you guys all hating on Starbucks? Yeah, Truman, $50 cup of gas station coffee's motor oil. Damn right. I loved it. I really, really did like it. I was all a big fan. And I did a video. I just didn't post the damn thing. So many videos I've done, I haven't posted them. I did a video of the QT. They have a whole cold brew like on tap at their places now. They just brewed regular coffee and made it cold. It's not cold brew by any stretch. Trust me, Daddy knows. All right, check out the band Toddy. Let's see. Hold on. There you go, cold brew pods at home. And they're pretty cheap. I got to check that out because I don't. You guys know I'm a Friday fry shopper. Like 4 times fuel points. Guys, I got 6 fill-ups like for a month here. I'm good. $1 off. By the way, I filled up at $1.93 the other day. I about passed out. But every Friday they have this table set out with this clearance stuff. And there was this instant cold brew maker by Instapot, the people that make Instapot. And I was like, I just didn't buy it. I've been kicking myself ever since, and I haven't bought it on Amazon because it's $30 more. It was on clearance there at the store. I didn't buy it. So yeah, I got to check it out. Let's see, anybody Buc-ee's is going, oh no, and Buc-ee's is going to open? Right, dude, on the corner, like right up the street from me. I can't wait. It's like QT and Bass Pro at a baby. I can't wait. I've never been. That's all I hear. Khalifa's my cold brew. Let's see here. Never had Dutch Bros. Mavericks coffee. Yeah. Queen Bee is a Mavericks junkie. Like we go anywhere on the road. She's like, where's the Mavericks? Where's the Mavericks? Still don't understand. Been in like 3 of them. I'm like, what's the BFD? I'm not understanding. I just don't get it. Fill them night in the morning. It's ready to filter. Okay. I'll picture cold brew concentrate throughout the week. Okay. We'll picture. Okay, I'll check it out. Brendan. It's a good call. I did have before the Devos, I had a cold brew thing in there. I'd put the grounds in there and just put the cold water in there and keep it in the fridge. It worked okay. Yeah. Buc-ee's the Mike's with casserole. Yeah, please. Okay, Mike's with casserole. BS. Nonsense with his casserole. Oh boy. All right. Okay, there's a lot going on. So let's get back to this here. TikTok is gonna go away, apparently. And it's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. There is a TikTok influencer who seems to be not too happy about this. And it's true. I have said, by the way, over and over and over and over again, I have 170,000 followers on Instagram. I haven't even touched the dang account. I mean, not on Instagram, on TikTok. I haven't even touched it. One of the coolest dudes from the Shark Tank, he's going to buy the thing. But let's start with the influencer, and then let's just go from there. Here we go.
Countries ban apps.
Fascist countries.
Fascist countries ban websites.
Fascist countries.
Fascist countries ban apps and websites under the guise of threats to national security.
Okay.
When every other country knows it's about suppressing the free speech of its citizens.
Every other country knows. Just so we're clear, y'all, every other country knows. Every other country knows.
If the government believes that a single app could, quote from the hearing on the 10th, skew the perspective of American citizens to be anti-American, maybe the real problem is that American citizens are already in such a state of political unrest and unhappiness that Our government is scared a single foreign influence could tip the scale and have it all be over. Don't you?
God, I love her generation. They're so stupid. Just so stupid. Of course, the government doesn't like China spying on us through an app because they want to spy on us. China's getting the information that they want. What? Wake up. This is the difference. I'm telling you. This is why Gen X is the last generation is going to just survive. They're done. These people are toast. She's not wrong in a lot of cases. But okay, keep going.
I think that by taking away the, and I quote, key communications channel of Americans, it's going to make those 170 million Americans a little more anti-American? Maybe Congress knows and understands that. Maybe the government knows that the backlash it will receive from banning TikTok does not outweigh the threats that come with its existence.
This is the chick that actually probably got Starbucks to say, no. You got to buy something if you want to stay here. I have a right as a human to be here. This is America, and I get to sit in your coffee shop for free. I can do what I want. I'm an American. That's exactly why Starbucks changed it. This chick. It's exactly why Starbucks changed it.
Not in a matter of national security.
No.
But in a matter of being the most popular news and media outlet that the government cannot control. Like American.
He thinks the government can't control it. I'm sorry. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, she's adorable.
Owned broadcasting networks and publications. Maybe if this was actually a national security concern, the government would be banning all Chinese developed apps like Shein and Temu that collect the exact same amount of data as TikTok.
Who uses Temu anymore?
Because maybe it knows TikTok is something special. You can't politically organize on Temu. If TikTok goes dark,
actually can.
The government deliberately and knowingly took away your free speech.
God bless her heart.
Do not accept
God bless her
national
heart.
security.
I love this free speech crap. I do. I'm going to do it every time we play this nonsense. I'm going to tell you, no, you are not petitioning your government with TikTok. You are not, the government is not squashing your ability to speak. The government is not telling you not to say certain things. The government is banning an app that is built it has been built and is being maintained in one of our adversarial nations. It's a fact that they've been spying on us. I do agree. They're spying on every other app. That's fine. Not Temu, though, for the love of God. I mean, understand this. God, I wish people weren't this stupid. I'm telling you, the Department of Education's done such a great job with our kids. The reason why the NSA is laying off so much of its workforce isn't because Doge is around the corner. They're laying off their workforce because they don't need anyone to spy anymore. When the threat to TikTok came, there was no resistance from ByteDance. There was no reason. I always thought it was ByteDance, with a white man over ByteDance. Is that what it is? There was no resistance really because China doesn't need TikTok to spy on us. They flew a spy balloon over our nation, and then they also flew. They're buying up all this land around our military installations. They don't need to spy on us anymore. They're here, and they have data lakes. This is why the NSA is laying off all these people, because we have all these data lakes with all of this information that you can just purchase. You don't have to run a company. You don't have to run TikTok. All you simply have to do is say, I want to buy that information, that information, that information, that information, and you get it. It is. They got congressmen. They got their own people in the government. I understand that, but I understand we don't need TikTok. I get that. There's a lot of things we don't need. We don't need, what is it? Tinder. We have it. We don't need it. Let's go hook up with people at a bar. I mean, come on, do it the old-fashioned way. There's a lot of things, Alfred, that we don't need. But the nefariousness of any app is I would say replicated on several other apps daily, minute by minute. So getting rid of this Slappy, oh, God bless her soul. What an absolute special young lady. A very special young lady. Let's get to who's actually going to buy this thing.
Clarify the Musk story.
Yes.
That's 40 hours old. Within 45 minutes after it broke, both.
Yeah, but then stop Abby Phillips from reporting that Elon Musk might be buying TikTok. Had to run on CNN. So Kevin shows up and goes, just so you're clear, that was already squashed. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. She's saying she know that. So what Abby Phillips is announcing here is that CNN knows that the crap that they're saying is wrong, but they still throw it out there to hope people will buy it and get scared. These people are sick individuals. Get them, Kev.
The Chinese government and ByteDance, the Chinese company, called it fiction. And so let's just clear that up. And what we're waiting for on this deal, and Trump knows this and so does Biden, we're waiting for the rendering of the justices from the Friday hearing, which we were thinking would come today, might come tomorrow. The assumption is they will throw it back to the executive. That's Biden. Biden will then have to make a decision if there's a viable bid, and the only syndicate bid I know that's viable that's been given.
Here we go. The only viable bid that has been given. This is a trip, y'all. This is absolutely it didn't come from whatever, Mr. Beast. It didn't come from Elon Musk. Listen,
by bankers to ByteDance and the Chinese government, and every American shareholder is Frank and mine. Nobody else has a syndicate bid.
There's only two bids. One of them's his. I don't know who Frank is. I got get Mike from Pornhub. Easy, Alfred.
Actual offer, an actual written offer associated with the order from Congress. They have it. It's papered. So Biden will have to make a decision. You have a viable bidder, and this bidder has claimed already we do not want to buy the algorithm because we know with certainty we can't use it because it's the reason Congress threw this thing off anyways. So,
well, the ownership of the algorithm in
we don't
Chinese
want to own it. We don't want to buy it. We've put a $20 billion bid on the table. Let's start negotiating. That can give them the 90 days. If Biden grants, he will be the executive right up till midnight on the 19th. This is a crazy situation.
It is
because
very.
Frank's worked very hard with the Democrats. I've worked very hard with Trump to explain this is a bipartisan deal to keep 6 million American businesses lit up.
But what did Trump say? I mean,
Trump.
And what role do you think he has?
Tell me he's mean.
I'm just being transparent. Tell me why I care about this. And I said to him, because there's 6 million American businesses that are generating $10 billion in revenue and keeping their families alive with this. And you also used it, of 170 million young people, got you elected. And we should keep this thing lit up because I don't want to see it go away. All I'm trying to get for this company is a 90-day extension that Biden can grant it up to midnight on the 19th. And then the next morning at 12:05, I'm working for Trump on the deal.
Damn, look at that. Abby's head exploded. Abby Phillips' head just exploded. Holy mackerel. I absolutely love that. I think that is that you get the private sector in here. Don't worry, we're going to save the day. Government, you just suck. All government knows how to do is we're going to ban it. We're going to ban it. And by the way, it was a weird move, don't you think? Don't you think it was a weird move? I sure as hell do. I think, especially because this was mostly Democrats that were pushing this to ban TikTok. By the way, the Congress is not banned from using it, by the way. Congressional staffers and Congress, they're not banned from using TikTok when TikTok is banned for you and I to use. That is going to piss a lot of what they thought was their voting base off. And that is exactly why. Just step back here and see it. That is exactly why the 19th is the day. The 19th is crucial on two fronts. The 19th is crucial because TikTok will be banned on the 19th, the day before Trump takes office. People going hysterical because their dopamine hit that they get from scrolling on TikTok is gone. And they will blame the mean orange man in the White House. No matter what he says, no matter he coming, I'm going to save the day. They don't care. Public voter sentiment turns against Donald Trump. The other deadline on the 19th is the longshoreman strike. That was postponed until the 19th of January, or maybe it's today. It was one of the 10th of January, so that all hell breaks loose when Donald Trump takes office. That is a scary position to be in as an American citizen. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Knowing that planned, very strategically planned dates were set so chaos would ensue the moment an incoming administration takes office. Absolutely absurd. It is absolutely absurd that this is happening. And again, the Democrats wonder, why did we lose so bad? Because of this, because we see this now. We see these shenanigans and we're not having it anymore. Not having it at all. Yeah, and I'm sure, Rhonda, yes, I'm sure there will be some viruses. I'm sure that bird flu is going to jump to humans on, I think they tried to say that, some guy in Texas or something like that. It's a bunch of BS. Bird flu jumped from birds to humans now. Speaking of strategery, Grizz, it looks like we are very close to a ceasefire in Gaza and some hostages being released. Check this out.
Correspondent Trey Yanks is in Tel Aviv with new details. Good evening, Trey.
What up, Trey?
Brett, good evening. We could be just hours away from a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas that would temporarily end the fighting inside Gaza and see many hostages come home.
Okay, see many hostages come home. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, I like that.
Tonight, a Trump world source speaking with Fox News says 23 of those hostages are believed to be alive that are supposed to come out in the first round of 33. That does
33. Okay, so 33 people are coming out. 33 people are coming out. How about, what's the stats on that?
Mean that the Israelis will be receiving the bodies of some of those who have been held by Hamas since October 7th. We do
23 are alive, 10 are dead. That's hostage release. I'm not kidding. That's the scene as hostage release. By the way, just so we're clear, I don't know if they're going to get to it in this news piece, but 1,300 to 1,500 terrorists are going to be released by Israel right back into Hamas. That's not a deal.
Negotiating teams are meeting in Doha, Qatar tonight, trying to hammer out the final details.
By the way, Doha, Qatar, that's where all the Hamas leadership is. It's fantastic. They're not where the bombs are going off and missiles. No.
Of this agreement, amid reports that Hamas has not yet responded to the final draft that would lead to a 42-day pause in the fighting. Now, if approved, 33 hostages, some dead and some alive, would be released in the first phase of this deal. And if the first phase goes forward as planned, by day 16, we are told by an Israeli government official, phase 2 would start to be implemented and ultimately see the remaining hostages released from Gaza. Among that list included Israeli Americans, at least 3 of them that are believed to be alive. Brett?
So, James brought up a good point. That he said all hell will break loose. Donald Trump said all hell will break loose if the hostages weren't released by the time he takes office. And do you disagree with Donald Trump on that one? It reminds me of this report right here.
Donald Trump is at his absolute strongest right at this moment. Look at the fight that we were expecting, the House of Representatives, his pick, Speaker Mike Johnson, wasn't really a fight. Senate Republicans loving him right now. Most of his nominees are on track. You have corporate America bending the knee to Donald Trump. His legal problems seem to be over. This is peak Donald Trump right now.
That was on NBC, y'all. And it's right. Donald Trump is at his most powerful right now. Donald Trump got nation leaders to bend the knee to him just out of threats. And by the way, that's how it's done. That is absolutely how it's done. Joe Biden will get credit for this. Joe Biden, the Biden administration will get credit for this. Fine, let them. We the people know. You know, it's going back to the whole TikTok thing. We know. We're not stupid. We don't have closed eyes anymore. We're not blind to this. We don't have blinders on. We understand that this is a agreement because Donald Trump and his transition team has made sure that if this isn't done by the time they take office, it's going to get very, very ugly. And it will pave the way for the Biden administration to say it was all us, but we the people know better. We the people know better. And again, if you're blinded by that, it is classic Trump derangement syndrome. Plain and simple. Yes. Oh man, I'll tell you this: the whole challenge that we're going to see when it comes to this transition is people like Leslie Stahl that start an interview with somebody saying Donald Trump is inheriting a strong economy, although no one feels it. What? That is about as solid of an argument as the vaccine saved X amount of lives. You can't prove that. And you can't just say, I know no one sees it, but the economy's great. Ugh. We're done with it. We're done with it as we the people. We're done with it. We are done. And that's why the Democrats keep losing, period. Because of all this nonsense. Because of these geriatric fools that are sitting there trying to take on Gen X nominees in the Senate. And because of hack journalists like Leslie Stahl that will do anything and just have Trump derangement rot of the brain. And because that people will believe that Joe Biden was negotiating for hostage release. Please. Okay. Solid Wednesday, gang. It was a lot of fun, right, team? You guys did great. Let's see here. Peace by strength. Biden will not get credit for the ceasefire, but we'll take it. Exactly, Truman. He'll take it, but none of them, no, we will not. We, the people, the voters, will not give him credit for it because we're done with this noise. We're all done with this noise, and I'm not done with y'all. Not done with y'all one little bit. Oh, here's a fun little thing to take into to your Thursday, or maybe chat tonight around the dinner table. How about this? Weirdest thing. And I should be celebrating this as a former Southern California kid. Listen to this. Chick-fil-A is no longer the #1 fast food chain in America. The Lord's Chicken? Jesus Chicken? El Pollo de Jesus is no longer the #1 franchise, fast food franchise in the nation. You ready for this, y'all? It's absolutely wild to me. Ready for this? It's Del Taco. Now, please understand, as a Southern California kid, the evolution of Del Taco was a place called Puppin' Taco, which was one of my food groups as a kid. I loved Puppin' Taco. Then it was bought by Noggles and then turned into Del Taco. Del Taco was, I remember going to, when I went to high school here in Arizona, when I drove back to California to visit anybody, I stopped in Blythe because that was the nearest Del Taco I could get. Because I had to have Del Taco. And now it sucks. I'm sorry. It's just terrible. I've tried it like 3 times in the past. Oh, yeah, Del Taco. Yeah, small taco. I love absolutely. Okay, Lynn loves some Del Taco. Okay, cool. I do get down on their chicken quesadilla is pretty dope. Yeah, Del beef burrito is pretty solid. I guess I go back to, but better than Chick-fil-A. Come on. Yeah. Anyway, all right, you guys are fantastic. Let's see. Hold on. Read my mind. What did I say? Must be reading my mind after the show is going to get me some nachos down the street. Woo! Amen to that. All about that. And happy Taco Tuesday. Thank you, Alfred. Appreciate that. You guys are, oh man, Noggles reopened one location in the OC. Truman, actually, I did something about it. I was wearing my Puppin' Taco shirt. And Noggles reached out to me in one of the shows that I did, reached out to me and says, we want to send you a Noggles shirt. I guess they're back. Anyway, you guys are amazing. We'll see you tomorrow at noon right here on In Other News. Have a great